You are welcome to Grizzly Tales for Gruesome Kids, a series of cautionary tales for lovers of scream. I call this tale William the Conkerer. But I ain't letting on who gets conquered. You'll just have to watch and find out. William wasn't much liked by other kids. They thought he was weird, spending hours alone in the woods, breaking the trees, tearing off branches, stripping their bark and carving his name in their weeping trunks. He cared nothing for nature. He was more important than trees. He could take what he liked from them without so much as a please or a thank you. But one autumn, on the first day of the Conker season, he took too much, and Mother Nature made him pay. For reasons that were never clear, but were probably linked to the annual crowning of the Conker King, William wanted every conker in the village. So he set his alarm for 2 a.m. and was out in the woods by 3. By the light of a torch, and using sticks and rocks as missiles, he cleared the trees of conkers before dawn. Feeling rather smug and a teeny bit tired, he pushed his wheelbarrow home through the battlefield of fallen twigs and branches. As he passed the ancient horse chestnut on the village green, however, he happened to glance up. This tree was so old that it had not produced a conker in a century. So imagine his surprise when right at the top, he saw one. William would have to work fast if he was to grab this last conker before another child woke up and saw it. He started with whatever came to hand. Stones, rocks, do not walk on the grass signs, a doggy dustbin and a dead hedgehog. But the conker was too high up and he couldn't reach it. So he broke into the cricket pavilion and helped himself to a bat and several balls. But this second wave of missiles also fell short. He needed more height. He dragged the seesaw over from the playground along with the tyres from the swings. Then he climbed the tree and jumped onto the end of the seesaw. But he needed more weight. So he ran to the breaker's yard where his father worked and borrowed a crane and an old fridge, which he hooked onto the chain like a wrecking ball. And after several trial swings, he finally knocked the conker out of the tree. Oh, he said, that's rubbish. The village awoke to find that not only had all the conkers gone, but their beloved horse chestnut lay smashed and in ruins, its dying leaves drifting slowly to the ground like feathered tears. One leaf, however, was blown into the woods, where it settled on a branch outside a tree house. Inside, there lived a hermit gardener, a withered marrow of a man, reputed to have not the greenest fingers in the world, but the reddest, for reasons that will soon become horribly clear. That day, William was crowned Conker King. But it was a hollow victory. Nobody else had a conker to fight him with. You're just a greedy spoilsport, said Ashton Crow. William didn't like him. That night, however, while William slept, an old man with cold red hands climbed a ladder outside his window and tapped on the glass. Howdy do, young man. Open up. What do you want? I'm a gardener. A gardener? No, Not a gardener, a gardiner. The dinner part's the most important, because that is why I is known to have red fingers, not green, see? I can grow anything, right, so long as it is a giant Canadian conker, which is what I happen to have in this here pot. And I'm giving it to you as a present, like. Is it really big? Biggest in the world, on account of what it eats. What? This here is a man-eating conker. William's eyes lit up. Oh, yeah, can eat a man whole. It's quite safe, though, so long as you never touch it directly with your skin. You mean I should wear gloves? That's it, because if you touches it, it won't let you go. It'll suck you in. Hand first, then your arm, then your entire body slurped up into its sticky heart, where you'll be digested like a worm. Could I use it to eat Ashton Crow? There's all manner of uses for the giant Canadian conker. Now, this plant's a bit different from others, right? It grows at night by the light of the moon. So leave it on this ledge and always keep the window open. Grows at night? At night, yes. With the window open. That's the important bit. Happy gardening. The giant Canadian conker grew fast, and William was careful never to touch it with his bare hands. He used his mother's rabbit skin gloves, which mysteriously disappeared on the second night. By the end of a week, the giant conker was fully grown and smacking its lips. It was time for William to take it into school and ask Ashton Crow if he wanted to stroke it. This time tomorrow he won't know what bit him. But Ashton Crow was not the intended victim. That night, the red-fingered gardener returned to finish the job. He climbed in through the open window and moved the giant Canadian conker onto William's pillow. "Good night, tree killer," he whispered. Then, as he left, he made just enough noise to wake William up and make him roll over. What's happening? What was happening was William had touched the giant Canadian conker. And once touched, a giant Canadian conker never lets go. In the morning, William's mother found a conker on her son's pillow where his fat head should have been. And when she picked it up, it said in a voice that sounded exactly like the voice of the red-fingered gardener, "Hello, breakfast?" Which William's mother did not immediately understand. 10 seconds later, however, she did. I am a jolly gardener with fingers nice and red. From all the blood what's on my hands from conquering kiddies dead.